Hey guys, it's Christina from maggiescrochet.com. Today I'm going to walk you through making the modular squares throw. The first thing you'll need to do is make the first 6 squares. These are all made individually, and after that we join as we go. So for each of the first 6 squares, using your contrasting color, I'm using this nice light violet, you'll chain 30. And row 1 is your wrong side, so just keep that in mind. It'll become important later. We're going to double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is right there, so we'll yarn over. Insert right into that chain, grab a loop, pull it through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1 double crochet, and then these chains that we skipped, we're also going to count as double crochet. So 1, 2 double crochets. We're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the next 10 chains, so for a total of 12, because we've already got 2. So this blanket uses 2 colors. I'm using 2 solid colors today. The larger sample that we have is worked using 1 variegated color and 1 solid color. And this Deborah Norville Everyday Yarn that we're using comes in, oh gosh, a lot of colors. So you will have plenty of color combinations to choose from for this project. Let's see, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll do 2 more, and that way we have a total of 12. Perfect. Now we're going to skip the next 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip all those and then double crochet in each of the remaining ones. So we're not going to do any chains or anything. This is what makes the corner of our square. See how that kind of pulls that over? And as we continue working, you'll see how the square forms itself like this. So I'm going to finish doing 1 double crochet in each chain across, and at the end of this row I can finish off this color. So I'm going to do that. I'll come back in, show you how to join the next color and how to continue on from here. So at the end of row 1 you have this kind of L-shaped thing. Row 2 we're going to take our next color. This is our main color. We'll be using more of it. And this row is our right side. So at the end of row 1, this is where we're going to join our main color. We're going to join it with a slip stitch. So you've got your slip knot on your hook. Just go right into the top of that very last stitch, grab a loop, pull it through, and pull that loop through the loop already on your hook. And that way you're joined real nicely. We'll chain 3. Again, we're going to count that as a double crochet. And then we're going to work 9 double crochets, so we'll have a total of 10, including our chain 3 there. And I'm going to go ahead and take this tail of from where I cast on, or where I joined, and I'm going to hold that against the work and kind of work it in as I go. You can also certainly just sew it in when you're done. I kind of like to work it in as I go. It's a little easier, and then I don't have quite so many things to sew in at the end. So we're looking for a total of 10 double crochets. This should be 9 and 10. Let me just double check that. It's always good to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. Once you do that, you're going to skip the next 4 double crochets, so skip the 2 here, and then skip the first 2 after the turn, and in the next one we'll work another double crochet. So that helps pull together our corner even better, and then I'll just double crochet to the end of the row. The next couple of rows are the same sort of thing, except this is going to get shorter and shorter each time we do it. So this one was 12 stitches, this one was 10, The next one will be 8, then 6, 4, 2, and on the last one you finish the corner and you have none. So I'm going to finish this square. I'm going to make another one, and then I'll show you how to do the second row of the blanket, which is where we start joining these together. So you'll make 6 of these squares to be your very first row, and once you've got all of those, then like I said, from the second row on, we'll join as we go. So go ahead and get your contrasting color back on your hook. For me, that's this lavender color. And starting with square 1 here, we'll move square 2 out of the way for just a minute. Starting with square 1, we're going to join our contrasting color with a slip stitch to the last double crochet of square 1. So we'll just go right into the top of there, grab a loop, pull it through, pull that through the loop already on our hook. And that way we're joined. Now working in the according to the pattern, it says working in sides of rows very close to the edge but not over the post. So what that means is I want to go into the post and not just work completely around it. So we want to slip stitch in the first row. So again, we'll try to work maybe around just one strand of thread. We'll slip stitch and work 2 slip stitches in each of the next 6 rows. So counting that very first, I'm going to redo this because I got a little too close to my first one. So counting this first slip stitch where we joined, we'll have one other one in this first row, and then 2 per row of the other 6, so that's a total of 14. So I'm going to slip stitch down this row, and then I'll come back and show you how to continue from there. So there I've got 14 slip stitches across that row. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to pick up my second square, and starting at this corner, again I've got the right side facing up, so starting at the corner nearest my other square, I'm going to do 2 slip stitches in each row across here as well. So I'll have 14 slip stitches here and then 14 slip stitches here. So I'll just do the first one and kind of join these together. And then just try to space them out as evenly as you can. Again, 2 per row, not working over the whole post. So you don't want to go under this whole stitch and work it. You got to go right into the middle of it. Just like that. So I'm going to get 14 slip stitches across here, and then I'll come back and show you the first row. So I've got 14 slip stitches across each side for a total of 28 stitches. Row 1 of this is square number 7. You'll start with chain 3 and turn, skipping this very first slip stitch here. Work a double crochet in the next one. And you'll see here this is our wrong side where we've got all these bumps on. So once it's a little hard to tell when you just have the squares, but once you start joining them together, it'll be a lot easier to tell which is your right and which is your wrong side. So just like on these first ones, we want to have a total of 12 double crochets across. So we're counting that turning chain as 1. So 1, 2, and slip stitches are a little harder to work into than, say, a double crochet or a single crochet, especially if you tend to crochet a little tightly like I do. So this first row may take you a little extra time. So I'm going to do my 12 stitches across, and then just like before, I'll skip the middle 4 and then do 12 stitches across to the end of my second square, and I'll come back and show you what that's going to look like. So here's what your project will look like at the end of row 1 of square number 7. You can see these are very joined now, and I've done that first row in the contrasting color. And then just like with the other squares, at the end of that first row, you'll snip off your contrasting color, and then we'll pick up the main color to finish the square, just like we did squares 1 through 6. And then you'll just do the same thing across. We'll take another standalone square, put it here, join them together along their edges, and do the same for the rest of the blanket. Once you've got all your squares together, you'll want to put on an edging, and basically all the edging is going to be is just going around the sides, and anywhere that the blue is not edged by purple, you'll put an edging on, pretty much just the way we joined this. It'll be slip stitched across and then the double crochets. So guys, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you've got any questions about this project, you can certainly ask them down in the comments, and in the description you'll find the everything you'll need for this project, the pattern, the materials, everything you'll need. So thanks for watching.
And this is the third part, which we're going to do the edging round. So at the end of row 13, so what that is to just go between these two shells and go into that space right there and work a single crochet like that. So then